Hey guys, and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at the 2017 Nissan Rogue. Now the Nissan Rogue is a step above the Nissan Juke, but it's slightly smaller than the Pathfinder, Murano, and Nissan Armada. If this is your first time at AutOdometer and you want to learn why owning, driving, and working on a used vehicle is the way to go, then subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification to get notified of all the new videos that I post. With that being said, I'm going to show you this car here just to show you it's 2017, and I'm just going to show you that driving a new car might not be really what it's cracked up to be or worth that extra $400, $500, $600 payment a month. We're just going to go around the outside of the vehicle, and I'm going to show you guys just a couple of the features of this 2017 Nissan Rogue SV. So now that you've seen the outside of the car, let's go ahead and go into the inside. To be able to get in the inside, you can either use the key fob or press this little button as long as the key fob is in your pocket or nearby. So the first thing I noticed from driving this car is that the steering wheel had an odd shape to it. Normally steering wheels are completely circular, but Nissan added a straight feature to the bottom of the steering wheel. You can see the steering wheel is just a regular old baseball stitch. I found that this feature was kind of handy. It's kind of nice, but when it really comes down to it, here at AutOdometer, I don't really believe that all these extra features are worth that $400, $500, $600 payment. So we got typical features here on a new steering wheel. We have the controls for the audio, the Bluetooth, and some of the heads-up display controls. Here we have cloth seats. We have a black or a dark gray with the white stitching there on the outside. We have a different textured pattern here on the inside. It seems like a nice smooth silk on the backrest and the seat. So here is your lumbar support region, where it increases and decreases the amount of push you feel on the lower back. Here is the seat incline and decline. Goes pretty slow, but not too bad. And then here is the seat adjustment, up, down, backwards, and forwards. Most of the time cars have 4 different seat adjustments for the seat on the bottom. Notice the white stitching here. It's pretty nice, and again, in my opinion, it all comes down to your preference. all these nice new features. I'm not really sure if it's really worth spending all the extra money and all the headache of that extra $400 or $500 car payment. We have the stitching extended here on the armrest. We come up here, we see we have a little slot here you can put your phone in. You also have the heated seats, high and low. You have a couple you have it for the driver and the passenger side. You also have a couple of cup holders. It looks like you can also take the cup holder rubber liner out if you want an increased size cup holder. Here you have the shifting gears, park, reverse, drive, and transmission. You have the option to shift your own gears as well. Down here we have a little cave down here. You can put your phone, a book, keys, wallet. You also have an auxiliary port, USB port, and a 12-volt outlet. Up here you have the airbag, passenger indication light, as well as I think the traction control and a few other things. Here you have a regular Nissan display controls. We'll go over that here in a little bit. You see over there on the right and in the middle we have the vents. Come over here to the left, we have the defrost and regular car vents. Down here you have the lighting controls for the inside of the cabin, dimming and making it brighter, traction control, and a few other mode driving options. You also have the gas tank and release and the trunk release. And the parking brake is located here on the left on the bottom. It is not a hand parking brake. Over here we have the left and right mirror controls. We also have the window controls, the lock and unlock, and to be able to lock the window controls in the back. Here, so we have some more of that baseball or that stitching. Excuse me, the baseball stitching is considered the stitching that's on the steering wheel. The straight stitching is most of the other stitching pattern. Here we have the inside door handle, a nice looking chrome. We also have a door lock right here that's unlock and push it in, and then you have it locked. So let's go ahead and get inside the vehicle, give you a first look feel of it. Over here you have the start button. Just press your brake and click the start button. You can start the car. This knob right here, you have the windshield washer displays at the speed and intermittency. Over here you have the turning controls and your headlights. Let's go ahead and start the car and see what we can get on some of the displays. We come over here to the heads-up display, and you see you have a nice expensive screen here. The audio is turned off. You have the mileage and your distance to empty, your park. Turn the radio on and you see different controls. You can control this heads-up display by the left control panel there on the steering wheel. You can cycle through without taking your eyes off the road and adjusting the controls on the display control over in the console in the middle. You have a rear backup camera, which is I believe one of the better features of a new car, but still personally I can use my mirrors and back up just fine. Over on the left you have your hot and cold temperature for your thermostat. You have your idle controls. Over on the right you have your speedometer and gas tank. Let's take a closer look at the radio controls. So you have your silver dials. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 dials. We'll go through those. There's your XM radio, your FM AM. There should be 2 FMs and 1 AM setting. You can preset on the 1 through 6 there between the 2 scrolling dials. Down here you have your media. If you want to connect your Bluetooth or an audio, you have this 4th dial right here. You can click the display. It will turn the display off, so you can take the distraction away when you're driving. Here is your seeking option for your radio controls. You can scan through up there by pressing that button right to the right of the CD controls. This is something else I don't really agree with the new cars. You have this display, and when you're driving, it's can be a really big distraction, especially in these newer cars. The only thing I really appreciate would be probably the reverse camera. So why would you spend $400, $500, $600 a month for something that could possibly cause you an accident? Here you have the adjuster to go through your controls. I guess if you wanted to be as safe as possible, adjust everything when you're not driving, and then click the display button, turn that off, and then everything is set without you having to fool with it when you're driving. You see all the different modes and options that you can scroll through. You can add your phone here, delete your phone, replace it, turn the Bluetooth on and off. So we come down here to the air conditioning controls. We have the defrost front and the defrost back. We have the adjusting of the fan blower speed. Looks like there's about 6-7 adjustments there. Or older cars are going to have 4. The newer cars are going to have multiple different adjustments and speeds. Here is you have separate controls for the driver and passenger, and right now the dual controls are on. So you turn it to the right and left, and it displays the temperature, theoretical temperature of what's coming out of the vents. You can actually take a thermometer, and I've done this, and see how accurate the temperature actually is. Change between the modes, the defrost, face, feet, and both. You have an auto control where you can set this and then press the button and it goes back to your auto controls. You probably set it by just holding the auto button. There you go, and you have circulation of the air, different modes of how the air comes out the vents. You have the ability to adjust the amount of air flowing out. You can open the vent or close it or have it in between. You have your hazard flashing button right here between the two passenger and driver vent controls. You have one over here for the driver and one over here for the passenger. You also have the window defrost up there at the top. Here is the passenger side door. Pretty much the same design as the driver side door. Over here you have the glove box. Pretty decent sized glove box for a Nissan Rogue. Pretty deep as well. Don't look at that 5-hour energy down there. Forget that. So we come over to the controls. We see that as we adjust, obviously it's going to blow more heat and cool out. Here is the adjustment for the seat. So I'm 6 feet tall, and you can adjust it back and forward. There is all the way back, and then we'll adjust it to all the way forward. And we'll have to stop right about there, but I think you can adjust it a little bit more than that. And right about there, but obviously I'm not going to be driving like that. So you can see it has a pretty wide range for the front and back. Let's go ahead and get in the back and check out the back seat. See if there's any cool features back there that justifies buying a new car. Hint, probably not. Go ahead and unlock it. That'd be a good thing to do. It does have nice chrome handles. So we come to the back and we have stock floor mats. Pretty nice design. You have some of this seat, same designs as the front. You have 3 seats here in the back, and the middle seat is adjustable. You see you have the car seat hook on the back, just an indicator right there. Pull this and we should be able to get the middle seat down. And there you go. It reveals 2 cup holders, which is kind of neat. Most cars don't have that. So you have some stereo controls speakers right there, amplifiers down there at the door. And we have just a regular door panel here and the same design in this back seat as the front seats. You have the window adjuster there on the door. You have a small little cup holder. So all in all, you have about 4 cup holders in the back of the Nissan Rogue. You can see there's quite a bit of legroom, even for one of the smaller end Nissan SUVs. Let's go back here to the trunk and just see some of the features that they have. You see there is an option for this car to have a board to go through those slots there, and to be able to have different layers in your trunk. Here is the car seat hook. You wrap it around the back, put the headrest down, and hook to the bottom right there. So here is the other side of that panel adjustment there, and here we have a little secret compartment. If you ever needed to get back there and take your light bulb out, or if you get a dent, you can put something in there and pop out a dent. There's a 12-volt outlet back here for anything you might need. Over there we have another hook. If you want to tie something down, you have 4 in the different corners, 4 hooks. Here is the floor to the trunk. It looks like you can take this panel up and then further take the floor up even more. You can take that panel and slide it in those grooves there on the left and right. Take this and put this to the side. You see you have 2 different compartments. Take this up and we have a deeper trunk. A pretty decent sized trunk for a small SUV. You have a couple of things you can put back here if you had any valuables, things like firearms, or if you're taking a trip, you didn't want to put keep your wallet, you can put your wallet back here, any type of some spare change if you need. Here is the spare tire. You see it's nicely settled down here in the bottom, and it looks like you have some fuel pump lines right there. That's how you get to your fuel pump, it looks like. You have 2 different fuel pumps, probably, maybe an auxiliary one if the other one fails. Go ahead and put this back down, and that would be the trunk of the Nissan Rouge SV 2017. For the Nissan Rouge, just wanted to show you the stock size of the tires, and it looks like they are 17 inches, which is slightly smaller than most SUVs, which are 18, 19, or 20s. Most full-size trucks have 20s, and small-size trucks have 17s or 18s. This SUV has a 17. My BMW Coupe has 16, so it's slightly bigger wheels than the Coupe. Here's the other side of the door. You can see the doors are pretty small. However, 2017 has a nice, pretty gloss finish to it. Nice color. And that basically wraps up the car review. If you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about buying a new car, and I'll see you in the next one.